don't have. Well, we always have Michael do his food, so let's give his food.
I don't know what I have technically.
You don't know what you have?
Well, I have the health special. I just don't know what's in it. I just asked for the health special. But
you asked for the health
special.
special.
It looks like there's some tomato. There's some tendon, beef. I got whatever was, yeah, like whatever they got. So it's regular noodle. Some veggies, which they're really garnish.
Veggies.
Garnish. It's hot. I know it's hot. Let's see. And there's some wonton dumpling noodles in here. It looks like a good mix mash of yesterday's and today's stuff. So, all in one. Because you don't waste, right? No waste.
So that's what the special is here: is beefy beef noodle.
The special. This is the special beefy beef noodle.
Alright, so this is pig ears, marinated pig ear. Normally you don't see this on anything but dog treats, but these are delicious. They're basically really thin slices of pig ear that have been marinated for a long time, and there seems to be some spicy sauce, I guess. You ever tried this, man?
No.
Try some.
So try one.
Try one. Lexi, do you want one?
You can try pig ear.
Lexi, do you want a piece? Try one. Do you like some pig ear? Grab you a piece. Here, try this.
Give it a try. Is it kid approved?
It's really crunchy.
Is it tasty? You like it? Not bad. It looks like a butterfly.
Sort of does look like a butterfly, yes.
Oh, tasty, huh? Lexi likes it?
Well, she keeps eating it, so.
Yeah, she doesn't do that unless she likes it. All gone? All gone.
You like it? Yummy?
All gone?
You can have more, I don't mind. You want a piece? So for some reason here at Beefy Beef Noodle, we've been watching CNN. And just before the Screen Actors Guild, we were watching something about multiple murders.
The seriousness of the news complements and neutralizes the ridiculousness of the name. Beefy CNN. Neutral. Done. See? No problem. Now it's serious.
Michael, we're looking at smartphones and we're talking about how they're getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. The next Galaxy Note is what? 6.3 inch?
I think 6.3. And there's already the Huawei Mate, the 6.1. I think it's launching soon, but we saw it at CES. And like smartphones are getting bigger and bigger. Like the first Galaxy S was 4 inches, and everyone's like, well, that's kind of big for a phone, but everyone got used to it. Then it became 4.3, 4.8. 5, now it's 4.1. So everyone has like these giant phones. Not on her phone behind me. Everyone has these giant phones and everyone says you look ridiculous talking on them because they're huge, right? But we still want to have the big screens for Twitter and Facebook and playing games and watching YouTube videos. So what HTC has done now, for now it's a China exclusive. It might get spread to the rest of the world eventually. But what they've done is they've launched something called the HTC Mini, and it's basically a small cell phone that is bundled with a big smartphone. And it connects via Bluetooth so that you can keep your giant phone in your purse, in your jacket, in your bag, or whatever. And you have this, basically it looks like an old like Nokia dumb phone. Has a small display on it. You can make phone calls on it. It has a dial pad.
Like a 3390?
Yeah, pretty much. It's more...
Like almost 3390?
It's longer and more slender, I guess. Not as like tubby as like the old Nokia.
Okay.
But the idea is, it looks basically like a dumb phone, like a cheap dumb phone, like a throwaway $30 dumb phone. And you can make calls on it, read your text messages, check your appointments and stuff like that, so that you can keep your big phone in your bag.
Yeah,
so you're spending
on the TV right now.
Oh, not too bad.
So you're spending, $600, $700, $800 on an unlocked smartphone with this giant screen that's beautiful and all this great processing power. Meanwhile, the thing that everyone's going to see you using is a phone that looks like it was from 20 years ago.
I don't know if that's genius or really, really stupid, because...
Well, because then, I kind of understand where they're going
with
that.
I wholly understand, because if you use a Bluetooth headset, you look like a douche. Like, if you have a Bluetooth headset, there's nobody that looks cool with a Bluetooth headset. Let me just tell you that right now.
The idea is that it seems like the natural evolution from Bluetooth headsets and more recently from smartwatches. Like you see a lot of like the Sony smartwatches and other companies have their smartwatches that connect to your phone via Bluetooth too, so that you can read your messages in your calendar and you can even take phone calls on some of them. But you look like Inspector Gadget if you want to make a phone call, right? So,
Totally.
I guess it makes sense, but I don't like it.
It seems like a step backwards, you know?
If I bought a giant phone, if I'm the kind of person that bought a giant phone because I want a big screen for watching videos and stuff, I'm just gonna have a giant phone.
But you're holding like basically a iPad Mini up to your head.
It's getting there. Well, it's like 6.3, 6.5 inch. Like, you're getting really
Here,
close.
let's show everybody what that would look like.
I think we used to do that. The 7-inch Galaxy tablet.
So this is what's gonna happen. It's gonna go ring, 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 and you're gonna be like,
Well, it wouldn't be ring, ring, ring. You'd have some curve. That's all.
oh, hello. Yes.
What's old is new.
Yes, I would love to go to an international business meeting.
Is this a home-based business opportunity?
See, that just doesn't work. Anyway, so I was wondering the other day what an amazing time it is to be a kid right now, because you can like, when we were kids it was read a book, you know, or play a board game. Now you have
Transformers. Actually, all my parents did was they put me in front of the TV. It was either The Price is Right,
yeah, me too. Yeah.
or cartoons.
For me, it was totally Price is Right. Yeah,
Price
I
is
love
Right.
Price is Right. Bob Barker back in the day was amazing.
Like my grandma couldn't speak a lick of English.
Yeah.
But she understood Price is Right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
100, 100.
My grandma too. My grandma too. I would watch it with my grandma.
Like,
Yeah.
you don't really need to understand what they're saying to have a good time with Price is Right.
Well, totally. But
Grandpa likes wrestling.
these days we had so little things to play with, you know. But these days kids have the entirety of human knowledge at their fingertips in a little tiny device that fits in your pocket.
But they don't use it for human knowledge. They use
Oh yeah,
it
we use it to watch cat videos.
Well, we use it to fling Angry Birds at space pigs.
Which is, of course, the use that it was intended all along.
Well, it's what we use it for.
Can't blame them.
Can't blame them.
Whenever you're ready. You got a lot of water on the table.
So, I got a different kind of shaver. No, it's not a shaver. But the gadget of the week is the IDAPT i1 Eco. And the idea is that it's a universal charger that takes advantage of the IDAPT tip system. So it comes with 3 different tips. So this one is the micro USB. So that'll be pretty much every Android smartphone and a variety of other devices. But also comes with the Apple 30 pin and the Lightning. So you can get different adapters for different things. You even have one for like charging AA batteries and stuff like that. So all you do is you kind of pop the tip. This sounds so bad. You pop the tip into the slot, make sure it gets all the way in there.
Oh man.
And then you can charge.
This is a family-friendly show, Michael.
However you choose to interpret what I just said is totally up to you. But then, like, yeah, so you pop in the different tips so you can charge different devices or whatever. And there's also a USB port, so tablets and things like that if you don't want to plug it into the if you don't want to plug it into the top there. So at the other end, you have a USB connector so that you can connect it to your computer or whatever to be able to charge. It also comes with the car adapter for the 12 volt. So you plug that in. And then you can charge it via the car, and then this whole cord pops off. I didn't bring it, but there's another cable that plugs into this, so you can charge it in the wall too. So that's pretty cool. So it really is like a universal charger because you can charge practically any device in practically
anything that most people would have.
Most people would have, right? So then like typically you're talking about cell phones.
So it won't charge my Nokia 3390 or my.
They have Nokia chips. So depending on how far back that legacy goes.
Okay, so it won't charge my Game Boy Advance.
But it will charge like a Nintendo DS.
Oh, okay.
DS. I think there's a PSP connector.
What is the real name of it again?
This, the IDAPT i1 Eco. IDAPT i1 Eco. And they call it Eco because it's made from like biodegradable plastics, and the packaging was like cardboard. So then like, so it's supposed to be eco in that it also kills vampire power. It slays vampire power.
It slays vampires.
Because like when it detects that it's not taking a draw anymore, it shuts itself off. And that's why there's like a power button here too. And then like if you plug something back in that needs a charge again, so then you press the power button to get it going. But if it detects that you're not taking a draw anymore, it turns itself off. So that's pretty useful too.
How much does it sell for?
The retail price with 3 tips and the 3 charging ways, I think it's like $30, something like that. So it's not cheap, but it's not terribly expensive either. And then like you can buy the additional tips and they come in, $5, $10 or whatever for different kind of tips that you would need.
Cool.
That's an overview, and the full review will be up on Megatech News on Monday.
All right, so that's Gadget of the Week.
Thank you.
So Steven, we have the announcement this week that the Microsoft Surface Pro will be $899 starting.
Yes.
Are you gonna buy one?
I'm gonna see where everything kind of levels out. It looks like a good machine. I just have to play with it.
What? I don't know. I mean, I think that the form factor is actually really nice. Like I've held it, like not the current one, but not the new one, but the old one. And I think the build quality is actually quite nice.
It should be the same like shell. It's just like
no, it's thicker. It's bigger.
The thing is that it's $899 without the keyboard.
Without a keyboard, yeah.
The keyboard's like an extra $130.
$130.
It comes with stylus, which uses a digitizer, which is similar to the Wacom. So anyone that runs Photoshop, anyone that uses graphics,
yes,
will be able to use it.
Hey,
is it a Wacom stylus?
It is a Wacom stylus.
Wacom style. Does it have the mouse clicking on?
It does. Yeah, it does. But Steven, when's the last time somebody used Photoshop and said, "Yes, I'd love to use Photoshop on a 10-inch screen with 4 gigs of RAM"?
Well, 10-inch tablets are being used all the time, so why not right on your screen and get it in that setting?
The 4 gigs of RAM kills it for me. Like,
Yes, but as a traveling photographer, that is enough.
That's more than enough.
That is more than enough to store your images and give it a quick edit. Do not preference quick edit to say, yeah, this is good enough, this is good, this is exactly gone. It really help you weather down your images when you're traveling on the road.
Plus, the SSD is fast enough nowadays so that you can actually use it as a scratch disk, and it won't matter, right?
Oh, yeah.
It really won't matter.
Yeah, you can save directly to the cloud.
There's so many other companies now that are making like the Windows 8 tablets, Gigabyte, Lenovo, MSI, whatever. So that like you don't have to get the Surface if you want to have that Windows 8 tablet convertible kind of experience. They have like the slide out keyboard, they have the docking keyboard, so that you have choice, and they're all going to be roughly the same price, about $1,000, except all the other companies are including their keyboards. So when you're talking about your net price, you're still at about $1,000 for it. So you can shop around to see what the other options are from the different companies.
I actually think the Microsoft build quality is the first tablet that's actually got it right.
It's very good.
Because it's like all other tablets. I feel like the Samsung, for example, is really terrible. Like I don't like plastic. Yeah. So.
Well, in terms of like build quality, things like even like the playbook, it was built very well. It's great hardware. It's just the OS wasn't really there, and they didn't have the apps and stuff. But
Well, that's the thing. The Surface has Windows, so it runs Windows apps. But you know, I'm gonna leave my judgment up for when I see the benchmarks and when I see real world like experience with it.
to actually use it.
Yeah, to actually use it.
Benchmarks are one thing, but like in terms of like just day-to-day use, like will it do the things that you need it to do?
Like when we tried the Surface RT, we all agreed that it was just not very good. Yeah, it was not good. It was
should
just
not
not
be,
terrible.
basically, is what I would say is that it should not be, because you can buy an Atom-based Clover Trail tablet for about $100 more. It will run both Windows RT app stuff and full-blown Windows 8, and it's fast, and it's on an Atom. So imagine that experience translated to a Core i5 3317, which is fast, right? 4 gigabytes of RAM and 128 gigabytes of storage. That should be more than Was that my daughter? High five. Yeah,
What happened?
Yeah, big burp. Big burp.
She just burped.
Huge one. She just
That was a big one, Lexi.
Anyhow, that's my daughter.